First topic I'm taking as a resource and development. The question arises, what is resource? Whatever available in the environment, that is called resource. But this is not enough. You have to describe it. The resource is a resource. When we use it, then it becomes a resource. Now the resource is the process of the transformation also. The next meaning, the gifts of the nature is also called a resource. But problem is this, the resource is resource when we use it. Then it will become a resource. For using it, the complete definition of the resource is whatever available in the nature and we use it to satisfy our needs. That is called resource. It should have three qualities. First, टेक्नोलॉजी accessible, कि हमारे पास इतनी टेक्नोलॉजी हो कि उस रिसोर्स को हम असेस कर सकें, यूज़ कर सकें, टेक आउट कर सकें. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, अफ्रीकन कंट्रीज आर वेरी मच रिच इन देयर रिसोर्स, but they are poor in resource still because they don't have the technology to take it out. Resource will become resource if we have the technology. This is the first requirement. Second requirement is economically feasibility. We economically progress हमारी इतनी हो, economically हम इतना advance हों कि हम खर्च कर सकें to take it out and to use it. Third, it is culturally available. Culturally available means culturally acceptable. Our culture will also accept that. Then the resource will become resource. That is why the resources become resource. Or next, processing of resource means the transformation of the resource. Resource will become, if we transport it, that can be transformed by the human activities. If the human activities are involved, then we can use it, then we'll make the resource as a resource. The activities of the human beings are very much responsible to make the resource as a resource. One thing more, the human being itself is a resource. You can take example, Antarctica and other continents are full of resource. But those resources are lying uselessly because there are no human activities are available. Now some countries are using their resource at their potential because they have the human resource. Now see, next ये है कि human resource, the only resource which makes all other resource as a resource. Or do you think, always we think that these are the gifts of the nature. But the gifts of the nature, or as we think, it's a gift of nature, but only the gift will become gift if we use it. Then it is. Or in English it is often said, there are never free lunches. कोई भी lunch free नहीं होता और ये gift free नहीं होती. For using it, we have to do some activities. That activities are needed. Or for example, so many countries, the Western countries, particularly American, they have utilized their human resources to use these resources more, to make these resources as a resources. Human being themselves is an essential part of this resource. Otherwise, human being is a population, and the population have three qualities. Then it becomes resource. What three qualities in the population should be there? Health, education, and skill. This make our population as a resource. Japan made its human being as a resource. Western countries make their human being as a resource. You can take example. Many countries, take example of the Botswana, very rich in the minerals. That is, mineral is diamond, one of the precious. Half of the diamond of the world with the Botswana, but the Botswana is still not rich country, not developed countries. But on that diamond, The Holland has become one of the richest nations of the world because that has utilized that resource, that has made the diamond as a diamond. They have developed the diamond processing industry which makes the diamond valuable. Now see here, the human activities are more responsible to make the resource as a resource. Now one thing more, it is essential, which we must know, कि we should have a capability, one, accessibility, second, acceptability, third. These three things will be the nation make resources useful. Then the resources are the base of our economic development. Now resources are divided in three parts. One is biotic and abiotic. Biotic is living, abiotic is non-living. Land, water, air, abiotic. Biotic is living organisms. Next division is renewable resources, non-renewable resources. Some resources which can be processed, which can be used again and again and never finish, like forest. Resources, renewable. Non-renewable resources likely to finish, exhaustible. Third is, which is called individual resources, community resources, and natural resources. Individual resources, your house is your individual resource. Community hall, community resources. Industries. National, all the resources belonging to national boundaries, that is the national resources used for the nation. International resources, boundaries. International oceans are the international resources, not limited to any nation. The most important classification is potential resources के हिसाब से, that is potential, developed and reserve resources. Potential resources क्या होते हैं और developed resources क्या होते हैं, ये मेन डिफरेंस हमने देखना है. इसका मैं एक एग्जांपल देता हूँ. अगर 100 मार्क का टेस्ट हो, मैं किसी बच्चे से पूछता हूँ कि बेटे तुम्हारे कितने नंबर आ सकते हैं, तो वो कहता है कि मेरे 70 आ सकते हैं. अगर मैं सारे अपनी मेहनत को यूज़ करूँ, सारी एक्सेसिबिलिटी को यूज़ करूँ, तो उसकी पोटेंशियलिटी है 70. और फिर एग्ज़ाम होता है, टेस्ट होता है और उसके आते हैं 40. जो रियल हैं तो वो है डिवेल्प्ड, कि उस 40 तक उसने डिवेल्प कर लिया. और उसके बाद है रिजर्व्स एंड स्टॉक. रिजर्व्स एंड स्टॉक का मतलब ये है टोटल नंबर्स जो हैं, मैक्सिमम मार्क्स वो 100 हैं, वो है रिजर्व्स. अगर हम अपनी पोटेंशियल को बढ़ाएं तो पोटेंशियल को रिजर्व्स तक ले जा सकते हैं. रिजर्व्स रिसोर्सेज का मतलब ये होता है टोटल अवेलेबल रिसोर्सेज विच हैव बीन सर्वेड and finalized their survey also and their reserves also. That is the total reserve resources. Now there is a system between reserve or potential and developed. We have to change from reserves to developed. Reserve का example है, North India is very much rich in the reserve resources, but we are trying to our potential to develop. These are the 4 classification on the basis of origin. Again I am repeating, biotic and abiotic. Biotic का मतलब living, abiotic का मतलब non-living. On the basis of exhaustibility, renewable, those resources which never finish. Solar, water, whatever these are. Non-renewable, which are limited and will finish soon. Minerals, limited. On the basis of ownership, when the owner is individual, that is individual resources. Your house is your individual resource. National, which is the assets of the nation, that is the national resources. Community, which are the assets of the common people, community. Or international oceans, which are the boundaries of the whole of the, not of the any nation. Like ocean, international. And the last which I have told, that is the division between potential, develop and reserves. Develop which already you have developed. Potential which you can develop along with your science and technology. and your economy. And the results which already has been surveyed and which has been classified as a record. So this is the classification of the resources.